Hello everyone, I have some interesting news for you here. Russian Telegram pages have shared this report, which says Ukraine attacked our airfield where the Army aviation was based with ATACMS missiles. One of the most serious blows of all time in the northern military district, if not the most serious. There are losses of both people and technology. Technology, I assume, meaning helicopters. Here is Ukraine's statement. This saying, on the night of October 17, the armed forces of Ukraine carried out successful strikes on helicopters and airfield equipment of the Russian occupying forces near the temporarily occupied Luhansk and Berdyansk. Ukraine statement not specifying ATACMS, but it's looking very likely that it is. So it sounds like ATACMS has arrived, and has arrived with a mighty big bang. I'm going to play a video now of Berdyansk after the strike.
Бля, там пизда творится, что. Блять, эти пидоры, короче, боекомплект захуярили.
So you can see fires burning and also a bit of SAM activity and hear the sound of explosions. Now, we don't have video from the scene of total damages yet, nor do we have evidence it actually was ATACMS. It could possibly be drones. I'm going to rule out Storm Shadow because Storm Shadow isn't really the sort of weapon you'd use against clustered helicopters like this, and both these air bases are out of the range of HIMARS. So this is either ATACMS, the most likely, or it could be a drone attack. Now, we do have satellite imagery from the end of September of Berdyansk airfield. This image, shared by Berdyansk on Twitter, shows over 20 Russian helicopters at the site, as well as dug in positions for vehicles and possible tunnels where ammo may be stored. This airbase has a mixture of Kar-52s and Mi-8s and Mi-17 helicopters. NASA Firms is showing 3 large heat signatures at the airbase, so this is seeming to confirm a successful attack took place here. Now, as for Luhansk, there are actually 2 possible targets. We don't have a video from the scene there yet. This Google Map image shows that both sites are officially disused now, and both near Luhansk, south of the city. Now, the topmost one is the site of an old aviation museum. The southernmost one is the old airport. From the old aviation museum, we have some satellite images. These are from October the 15th, so very new, shared by AS22 on Twitter. They show black dots on the runway and around the site, which are very likely helicopters. So it could be that Ukraine spotted these on satellites as well, and selected this as a target for the first ATACMS strike. Now, the former site of Luhansk International Airport, the most recent satellite image I have is this one on screen now, from December last year, shared by Berdyansk on Twitter again. This satellite image shows a number of helicopters in and around the old airfield, as well as new structures in place. So Luhansk International Airport, despite being an inactive airport, was certainly being used by Russia too. So at the moment, all the reports are saying that a Luhansk helicopter base was hit. We don't have confirmation as to which of these 2 it is yet. Hopefully, when we get video from the scene, or satellite imagery showing the scene, then we'll get confirmation of which one was targeted. Here's Deep State's rangefinder tool. This one showing that ATACMS can hit Berdyansk airbase from many positions around Ukraine. So you can see that Berdyansk is on the south, near Zaporizhia. So helicopters based here would be supporting Russian operations in and around the area of the counteroffensive. The Kar-52s will be a huge loss, and I look forward to seeing how many were hit. Hopefully that information comes soon. Russia uses the Kar-52s well, using the new Elmur missile to hit Ukrainian armoured vehicles out of range of SAMs and manpads. Russia had just 116 Kar-52s in service last year, and has 44 listed on Oryx as destroyed. So if big numbers of the Kar-52s were hitting these strikes, this is going to put a massive strain on Russia's Kar-52 fleet. And here, the same tool on deep states use again, this time to show Luhansk airport. It's unknown what types of helicopters were at Luhansk, as the satellite imagery wasn't clear enough to show them, but given its location, these would be supporting operations on the Eastern Front. Also, important targets, as this is where Russia is currently launching an ongoing offensive. Now, regardless of the helicopter types here, it's going to be a big loss. If it's Kar-52s again, it's going to put a massive strain on the active Kar-52 fleet, and will likely mean Russia will have to supplement its attack helicopter force with older airframes, such as the Hind or Havoc. If it's transport helicopters, such as the Mi-8 or Mi-17, then it's going to impact Russia's airborne operations and logistical supply chain. Now, you may remember Russia used helicopters not long ago to assist in the early stages of its ongoing Avdiivka offensive. It's very possible that these Mi-8s used there may have been based at one of these helicopter bases near Luhansk. So what else can ATACMS strike? Answer, a lot. Now, I don't think ATACMS has been authorised to hit targets in Russia itself, but as Crimea is Ukrainian territory, I see no reason why ATACMS won't pay a visit here. After all, Storm Shadow was authorised for use in Crimea. And check out what a HIMARS launching ATACMS from Kherson will hit. Pretty much all of Crimea, and I've positioned this hypothetical launcher further back to a safe firing point, and even from here, it can still hit all of Russia's Crimean air bases. Now, if one of those, such as Belbek or Saki, is hit by ATACMS, I think we could easily see the Russian air bases here dispersed to Krasnodar. We've seen that Russia can't intercept NATO missiles. They've intercepted 0 Storm Shadows and 0 HIMARS rockets, so I doubt they could intercept ATACMS. So every airbase in Crimea is vulnerable. Here is a map by Vyshon Intel, an OSINT group on Telegram who does some work with the Ukrainian government. This shows the location of and the fleet composition of all of Russia's active airbases in Crimea. So as you can see, there are some prize targets here. Zhankoy, Saki, Belbek, Kherskoye all feature large numbers of fast jets and helicopters, and all ideal targets for a potential ATACMS strike. So, we are definitely going to have to keep an eye on Crimea and see if ATACMS pays a visit here too. Not to mention the Black Sea Fleet at Sevastopol. Although not designed for hitting ships and boats, you have to think a cluster ATACMS landing on a Kilo submarine or a frigate is going to do some damage and will put it out of action for a while. So, endless possibilities here. Put an ATACMS launcher in the south in say Zaporizhia, and as we can see here, the range extends to the Crimean Bridge. Now, I'm not sure which ATACMS rounds Ukraine has been sent. We know the cluster ones are sent, ideal for airports, but it would be interesting if they have a round that could take the bridge out too. So ATACMS definitely going to make a big difference. Now, that's it for this video. Before we finish, some bad news here. Channel mascot Muffin the Rabbit is very ill at the moment and is at the vet's having a blood transfusion. Hopefully she gets better soon and is back to her old tricks of causing trouble around the house. Now finally, I'm going to play a video from the Ukraine Volunteer Centre about an ongoing fundraiser. They've already spent some of the donated money on petrol and fuel and also a mast to increase the range of drones. Big thanks to everyone who's donated so far, and big thanks to everybody who is going to donate. Thanks very much, and take care, everybody.
Good afternoon. Greetings from the Ukrainian Volunteer Center. Thanks to you, we have collected $1,500 in a day. That's why today we are buying 1,000 liters of diesel fuel for 3rd separate battalion of Ukrainian Volunteer Army Volyn. Until the end of the fundraising has left $1,000 for Volkswagen Corvette and $1,200 for 200 first aid kits. We have also ordered a mask for the antenna for $500. Thanks you for remembering and all you help at this through time. Glory to Ukraine.